It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
July 20th, 1969, the day the world stood as one, united for a singular moment. The Eagle had indeed landed. We achieved what was once unthinkable and unattainable, a promise that President John F. Kennedy had pledged more than 8 years earlier. Human beings had reached and then walked on the moon. It is a day etched in the collective memory of hundreds of millions of people across the globe who watched it on TV or listened to it on the radio, and for the billions of people who have seen the historic, inspiring images in the 50 years since. What is far, far less known is that on their 4-day, 240,000-mile voyage to the moon, Neil Armstrong and crew members Buzz Aldrin and Michael Collins carried with them more than just their spacesuits, cameras, and tools.
People are so interested in space today. In fact, of the 40 categories that Heritage conducts auctions in, it's one of only a couple categories that uniformly people are interested in.
Neil Armstrong's first steps on the moon, this is the most iconic moment. And the material that flew with Mr. Armstrong and Mr. Aldrin and Mr. Collins are going to always be among the most coveted of space memorabilia.
Now, the entire world has the opportunity to own some of the artifacts that Armstrong took and brought home from the most famous journey in the history of mankind, as well as personal items from different periods in his life.
Each astronaut during this time was able to take a number of things in what was called a PPK, or personal preference kit. Some of them were on the command module, and some of them were on the lunar module.
Over the last 42 years, Heritage has had the privilege of selling so many important collections for so many wonderful people. But I have to say that this collection stands out head and shoulders because it was such a monumentally historic time in American history. It was a time where everyone around the world looked at something and smiled and went, wow, that's great, that's really neat.
There's little question that this will be the most exciting space exploration sale that we've ever conducted at Heritage, both in terms of its size, in terms of its importance. It's really going to take space exploration collecting, I think, to a whole new level. It's going to appeal and entice a whole different group of bidders that I don't think we've seen before.